Hello everyone, and I'm here to talk about Easy Raid 2, a World War II game designed by indie Italian developers, made in 2020. I've not heard of this game until recently when my friends keep telling me that this is the best World War II shooter ever. Now, is it so? Let's find out in 5 minutes. First, I want to talk about presentation, which is the sights and sounds of the game. And I must say, it sounds really good. Every weapon sounds different, and you can also see how every weapon handles differently through the scope or through the iron sights. In addition, the sound of artillery, men screaming, and everyone speaking their native languages makes you feel you're actually in the middle of a battlefield. If I do have one or two complaints, is that sometimes the game is a bit too realistic, where I cannot see where my exact friends and enemies are, and sometimes I gotta identify them by their uniform or they are shooting back at me. So that can be a bit confusing, and I've committed friendly fire, unfortunately, a few more times than I would like to expect. Next, I want to talk about the campaign, or the game's open and close inverted commas story mode. This game correctly captures the feel of World War II. There is really a world war and not limited to the Western Front or the Eastern Front as most games cover. You'll be playing anywhere from the invasion of Normandy to the invasion of France to Stalingrad to the jungles of the Pacific at Tarawa Island, and so many much more, like in this case the North African desert, as I play as the Italians. Yes, you heard me right, I'm playing as the Italians. Minor factions are also represented here. So you have the Indian Rifles Division, who fought on behalf of the Commonwealth. You have the New Zealanders, you have the Italians, you have the Hungarians. If I do have one or two complaints, is that my friends from Finland are not represented, when Finland actually fought a greater part of the war against the Soviet Union on behalf of the Axis. So here's hoping that Easy Raid 2 actually adds a lot more campaigns to the main campaign, either through DLC or free DLC. So let's move on to the bread and butter of any game, which is the gameplay. The gameplay of Easy Raid 2 reminds me of old Battlefield, like Battlefield 1942, because there are no microtransactions. It's very fast-paced, it's very fun, and you really get to go into the thick of it at the gameplay from the get-go. And then every member of your squad do have a role to fulfill. For example, I'm the driver of this tank here, but I also can choose to be the gunner where I control the turret, or the hull gunner where there's a machine gun in the midsection of the tank. So I also can be the vehicle commander where I can give orders to my crew on whether to mount the vehicle, go and repair the vehicle, or continue and moving on. In the squad-based tactics, you can play as the medic, where you're in charge of healing people. You can be in charge of the squad, where you can call for artillery compartment, and you can be a radio man, giving instructions to bombard an area. Now, the other interesting aspect is that a lot of battles are asymmetrical, as most battles are, meaning that this tank has ambushed my French tank from behind, but is still unable to penetrate the tank because traditionally the French tank Char Bis-1 is has quite thick armor, and the Panzer 1 is unable to penetrate it even though he has ambushed me from behind. So there are a lot of nitty gritty details like that makes me appreciate this World War II shooter so much more. So all in all, what do I give Easy Raid 2? Well, this game is an easy 9 out of 10, on close to 10 out of 10, if not for a few minor details. I wish for more campaigns to be added, especially representing Finland. I wish for more vehicles to be added. I wish for more weapons to be added. But this game is definitely fun, and I highly recommend it. It's not very expensive also, so do get it if you do have the chance. This is the 5 Minute Reviewer signing off.